That's just...
Welcome, everybody, to Hailing Frequencies 2024. I am your host for this very, very special episode, Stu. But because of my upper respiratory infection that I have right at the moment, you may know me as Bronchitis of Borg. We are here to play a very, very special Star Trek quiz tonight, and I am incredibly excited to share this with you all. It is the weakest Borg InterLINK. Why don't we go around the room and everybody introduce yourself, say your name, how long you've been a Trekkie, and what your favourite Star Trek series is. Let's start with you, Craig.
Hi, I'm Craig Houston, and I'm a massive Star Trek fan. I've been since I was a little kid, about 5 or 6 years old, with the original series. My favourite series is Deep Space Nine, because I think it's just the grittiest and the most dramatic.
Excellent. Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura. I've been a Star Trek fan since the late 80s, and my favourite series is Voyager. Thank you.
Matt.
You're welcome, Laura. Hi, Matt. Been a big Trek fan since sort of Next Gen days. Favourite series? I mean, I don't even know why this is a question. Apart from Laura, who's clearly wrong, the best series and the answer that you should be giving is Deep Space Nine, because it is the best series, like, hands down.
Fair enough. Olympus.
Yep, I'm Olympus. I am... Sorry, I've completely forgotten the format.
How long have you been a Trekkie?
It had to be one of us. I have been... thank you. Yes, my name is Olympus. I have been a Trekkie since I was about 8 or 10 years old. So coming on maybe 20, 22 years now. My favourite series, sorry everyone, it has to be The Next Generation. Deep Space Nine is good, but it's not The Next Generation.
Oh, it's better.
That's fair. Coming all the way from Merca.
Yes, I am Chris. Viewers of Livingstone know me as a Zankia Bavgronek. I have been probably... I wouldn't say I've been a Trekkie for as long as many people here. I've always been a fan of Star Trek, but it was only in the last 5 or 6 years that I really started diving in and binging through all of the shows. And I'm still not there yet. Sorry, Laura. Still not caught up on Voyager, because Deep Space Nine is the best Trek series, hands down.
And on a spotless Wednesday.
Yes. Hello. I'm Ed. Everyone usually knows me as Elin, Reggie, and anyone who's on here with face covered in makeup or antenna. That would be me. I've probably been a Trekkie since, I suspect, seeing Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, probably on BBC or ITV around about in Easter time, somewhere in the 80s. And whilst I'll say my favourite series is either Next Generation or Prodigy, only because I get to sit and watch it with Grace, and she really likes Prodigy at the moment. Not the best series, but my favourite one.
Very nice.
I can be really sad here.
Not least.
ITV, 14th of May 1986 was when Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan was first on
that was probably
TV.
it. There we go. That was probably it.
I'm kind of thinking I should just leave now, because if that's the sort of recall that you've got, what's the point?
We can't repel firepower of that magnitude.
Let's let Ben introduce himself first, shall we?
The only reason I know that is it was because it was the day I moved house. So.
And Ben.
And yeah,
you'll get your turn eventually.
Yeah, I'm Ben. I've been watching since probably early to mid 90s, and of course the only right answer is DS9, of course. But all Trek is good. All Trek is brilliant. But DS9 is my favourite.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. I'm going to remove this because it's going to make my life an absolute nightmare. But there we go.
It was such a cool mask, I must say.
It is a good one. So a couple of quick we've gone over the rules off air, but a couple of quick pointers for our viewers. We won't be covering any new Trek in these questions. It's going to start with TOS and up to and including Enterprise, so what a lot of people call the golden era of Trek. So no new Trek, mainly because I think a lot of people are just not that up to date with it. So I didn't want to handicap anybody with regards to that. If viewers, if you have seen the quiz show, The Weakest Link, we're nothing like that at all for copyright reasons. But you may notice some familiarities along the way. Each of the players will try to amass a number of quatloos, the currency used by the gamesters of Triskelion, of course. They may bank money as they go, protecting it. There is going to be 5 initial rounds with a potential of 2,500 quatloos in total if they are very, very careful about how they bank. Because if we get to 2,000 quatloos, the round automatically ends. There are a maximum of 10 questions in each round. And we start... Let's start the first round. At the end of each round, by the way, everybody will get to vote who should be assimilated and removed from the team. So, starting the round, if we are all ready, give me a thumbs up. Fantastic. For 50 quatloos, Craig, in which quadrant is the Borg's native territory?
Delta quadrant.
Correct. Laura, for 100 quatloos, who is Jake's best friend?
Nog.
Correct. Matt,
Bank.
for 200 quatloos. Oh, we've banked. So, you have to give me a second because I have to do all this manually.
I see Matt and I have the same strategy today.
That gives us 100
He is the one who plays the Ferengi.
quatloos in the bank.
I'm just presuming this is Gold Crest Latinum and I'm just hoarding as much as possible.
So, for 50 quatloos, Matt, who is Tom Paris married to?
Alana Torres.
Correct. Olympus.
Bank.
And we bank again for bringing the bank total up to 150 quatloos. So, Olympus, for 50 quatloos, in which film do Kirk and Picard meet?
Star Trek Generations.
Correct. I should have mentioned we are including the films as well. That tie into those episodes, those series we've mentioned. Chris, for 100 quatloos, what alien species is Jadzia Dax?
She's Trill.
Correct. Ed, for 200 quatloos, who is the chief engineer of the USS Enterprise E?
That will be Geordie LaForge.
Correct. Ben, for 500 quatloos, what is the name of Ben Sisko's ship?
That would be the USS Defiance, I believe.
Correct. Craig.
Bank.
Bank. I heard that, yeah. So that's going to increase our bank by 500, bringing it up to 650. So, Craig, for 50 quatloos, what's the name of Worf's son?
Alexander Vishenko.
Correct. A question that perhaps Worf himself might not get. Laura, For 100 Quatloos, Naomi Wildman appears aboard which starship?
That would be Voyager.
Correct. Matt, for 200 Quatloos, what was Seven of Nine's name before she was assimilated?
No dead name, but Annika.
Can you expand on that?
Do expand on the dead naming or expand on the
No.
What you want?
No, give me her full name, please.
Annika Jordan.
No. Annika Hansen.
Hansen.
So at the end of that, you have 650 Quatloos out of a potential 2,500. So perhaps you did better than you thought you would. Perhaps you didn't. So who can't tell the difference between a reverse ratcheting router and a self-sealing stem bolt? It is time to vote who you think is the weakest Borg InterLINK. Place your votes now. And hold up your paper the wrong way round so we can't see the answer once you have it. Okay, let's go around the room and see who you voted for. Craig.
Sorry, the only person who got the wrong answer in the round.
Laura.
Apologies.
Sorry.
Voted for
You're
Matt. Matt, who did you vote for?
Olympus.
Olympus.
He banked straight away with on one question. That was the only thing.
That is. Even though you've gone very slow all of a sudden on your video. Matt, indeed. Chris.
Yeah, sorry, Matt. You did also steal my strategy, so.
Ed.
Unfortunately, sorry.
And Ben. Out of 3. So Matt.
Yeah.
In as soon as out as soon as you're in. Yeah, that's kind of what you predicted anyway, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
But hopefully you're going to round 2. Oh. My screen has frozen. Bear with me. There we go. Right. On to round 2. The questions, as mentioned, will get progressively more difficult. Sorry, I've just done the wrong one. No. I need to find the right one for Matt. Bear with me. Sorry about this. I had them all named correctly, and then I moved everything round.
I'm trying to keep the cat entertained here. She's like next to me. Mike, I don't know whether you can have parents coming to Mike.
There we are. So round 2, the questions get progressively difficult as the rounds increase. We start this round with 650 Quatloos in the bank. And we start again with Craig. For 50 Quatloos. In which episode did Gary Mitchell gain the powers of a god after the Enterprise went through a mysterious path? James Kirk held back Dr. McCoy, who was trying to save a woman from being run over by a truck. Because of Kirk's interference, the woman was hit and killed. What was that woman's name?
Pass. I know who played her, but I can't remember the character's name, sorry.
Edith Keeler. Olympus. Spock faked Kirk's death once so that he could sneak aboard an alien craft and steal their cloaking device. Which alien race was it?
Romulan.
Correct. Chris. Before the Federation took command of Deep Space Nine, it was owned by the Cardassians and called what?
Terok Nor.
Correct. Ed. For 200 Quatloos. Elim Garrick is a man of many talents. But what is his occupation on Deep Space Nine?
Plain, simple tailor.
Correct. Ben. For 500 Quatloos. What is the leader of the Ferengi known as?
That would be the Grand Nagus.
Correct.
Bang.
Craig for 1. And we banked at 500. That was a good bank. Bear with me. So the total should be 650 now. And we have 500 banked. So for 50 Quatloos then, Craig, what organisation had Tuvok infiltrated at the beginning of Star Trek Voyager?
The Maquis.
Correct. Laura, for 100 Quatloos, what is the name of the man who created the emergency medical hologram Mark 1?
It's Dr. Zimmerman.
Do you know his first name?
No, can't think.
Dr. Lewis Zimmerman.
Yes.
Olympus, for 50 Quatloos, what is the name of Data's cat?
Spot.
Correct. Chris, for 100 Quatloos, which alien race stabbed Jean-Luc Picard through the chest, causing him to require an artificial heart?
Klingons?
No, it was the Nausicaans.
Ah.
And at the end of that round, you managed to bank a total of 500 Quatloos. So we will update that and move it to the total, which now stands at 1,150. So who thinks the Borg are a Swedish thrash metal band? I'd like to see that, actually. It's time for you to vote who you think is the weakest Borg InterLINK. Cast your votes now. Craig, who do you have?
I'm playing tactics here. I'm going for Chris because he got one wrong.
I am
Okay.
hurt.
Laura.
Stabbed you in the back. I'm sorry, it's the kid.
Yeah, I can't vote for myself, so sorry, Chris.
Okay. Olympus.
Sorry, Laura.
Fine.
Okay. Chris.
Yeah, Laura.
Ed.
Livingstone's stick together. I'm afraid, Laura, that was too wrong, though. In your defence, I didn't get those either.
And Ben.
Oh, should it be good or should it be bad?
Oh!
Dissension in the ranks.
We have a tie break. Unfortunately, Laura, your wrong answer cost the most amount of Quatloos.
Certainly did.
I'm afraid you are the weakest Borg InterLINK statistically in this round. So you have been assimilated. Please mute yourself, but hang around to the end.
Absolutely.
Do please.
Good luck, everyone.
Thanks, Laura.
Cheers,
That's
Laura.
right, Fairy.
We're on to round 3. How are we feeling now?
Ooh.
Tense.
That's
Arms are getting a little sweaty now.
It's like 15 to 1, isn't it? You can always sit there and go, I knew the answer to that, except that wasn't the question you were going to get.
Yeah.
Right.
It's always going to be the one, isn't it? You know, everything else, that one that gets you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I was worried with all the TOS ones.
It's and it's worth noting the questions only get harder from here.
Oh no!
Let's not
You keep saying that like it's supposed to make us feel better.
And welcome to Captain Peter Quinn, who is watching there. So welcome. And before we go on, Ben and Olympus, do you want to mention a little bit about your live stream? No, you don't do live streaming, do you? Your videos that you do, your YouTube channel. That's the word I was looking for.
I'll let Olympus talk about his streaming in a minute. But both of us are doing a Star Trek versus Star Wars like ranking system, like a top 5. I think so. We did with, I believe, you, Stu, a top 5 starships. With Matt, who has appeared, we done top 5 villains. But yeah, various things like that on that type of basis. That's a Trek Wars and Fantasy on YouTube. Do you have anything to say to that?
Just really, it's been something that I've really enjoyed doing with Ben for the last. I mean, that's been over a month now. We've been running that, which is scary to think. It's been really good fun, and it's something I've really enjoyed doing. So if anyone would like to jump onto the YouTube channel and take a look, please feel free to. We're also on Spotify as well, and a little bit extra from me. I stream mostly sci-fi based games, including Star Trek Online, on Twitch in my spare time, although I haven't done that in the last couple of months just due to some rebalancing I've had to do between work and life at the tail end of last year, but should be back to it in the next couple of days, which will be exciting.
Indeed, fantastic. And that is Trek Wars and Fantasy. And your live streaming, is that under a different channel, Olympus?
It's under Olympus 0511 on Twitch.
Olympus 0511 on Twitch. And just to answer Captain Quinn's question, Laura and Matt have been assimilated, or basically they are so far in the first 2 rounds the weakest Borg InterLINKs. Careful not to say the weakest link because that's a copyright issue. We won't say that.
Legally distinct.
Now let's find out who's going to be eliminated next as we go into round 3. Starting again with Craig. Why is Dr. Crusher... Oh, this is for 50 Quatloos, by the way. You have 1,150 in total. Nice and safe. Why is Dr. Crusher's son called Wesley?
Ooh, this is actually going to be a guess because I can't think offhand. Named after a grandparent?
Incorrect. No, it was, in fact, Gene Roddenberry's middle name.
Yeah, Eugene, yes.
Olympus, for 50 Quatloos. Who was the creator of Star Trek married to?
Marrett.
Gonna push you for an answer.
Diana Troy's mum. Pass. No.
Okay, the answer is Majel Barrett. You were almost there with Marrett.
I'm going to kick myself for that.
Again, for 50 Quatloos. Which person to do with Star Trek was shot into space when they died?
Doonahan. James Doonahan.
Incorrect. Gene Roddenberry. For 50 Quatloos, Ed.
Pretty sure James Doonahan also was.
He was as well, yeah.
He was,
I'll back him up with that one. Yeah, he was.
Okay, I will make that a pass then. Ed, for 100 Quatloos, Which two people are responsible for creating the culture and martial arts used by the Klingons from the Next Generation to Enterprise?
I haven't got the faintest clue.
Okay, the answer was Dan Curry and Michael Dorn.
Oh.
Ben, for 50 Quatloos, name the first main actor from Star Trek to pass away.
I'm gonna, if I can say his name right, was that James Doohan?
No, it was DeForest Kelly.
DeForest Kelly.
Uh,
We're doing well on this
Craig,
one, aren't we, guys?
For 50 Quatloos,
Wasn't wrong, it's hard.
who plays Seven of Nine?
That's me.
Yes.
My turn. Is this you? Oh, Jerry Ryan.
Yes, correct. Olympus.
Bank.
And we put 50 Quatloos.
Yeah, just the way this has been going.
The bank. I can't say I blame you. So, Olympus, for 50 Quatloos, what are nearly every famous class of starship named after in the real world?
Navy ships.
Correct. Chris.
Bank.
For 100 quad. Okay. And we bring the bank up to 100 Quatloos. Apologies to our newer viewers why this takes me so long. It's because I'm doing it all manually. So, Chris, for 50 Quatloos, in which series did we first see the USS Defiant?
Deep Space Nine.
Incorrect. It was the original series.
Ah.
Tholian Webb.
Tholian Webb. Yeah.
Yeah. Ed, for 50 Quatloos, who is the only character in the first filmed Star Trek pilot who continued on with the series played by the same actor?
Spock?
Correct. Ben.
Bank.
For 100 Quatloos.
Bank.
It's going to be for 50 Quatloos now. Yeah. Oh, sorry, bear with me. So that brings us up to a bank of 150. And the final question in this round. For 50 Quatloos, Ben. In Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Scotty has a very emotional scene as a crewman dies, leaving a bloody handprint on Kirk's uniform. What was this crewman's relationship to Scotty?
Honestly, don't know. I'm going to say cousin.
No, it was his nephew.
Good job.
So, well, at the end of round 3, you managed to acquire a total of 150 Quatloos.
Smashed it.
I think we did quite well considering everyone.
Yeah.
Rich beyond the dreams of a post-money society.
The questions are getting more difficult, but
Oh, yes.
you have to decide now who you think's their favourite character from Star Trek is. Probably, I don't know, R2-D2. It's time to vote who you think is the weakest Borg interlink. Craig straight in there. He already knew. Craig.
Ben, unfortunately, he got 2 wrong. I'm sorry, mate.
Olympus.
Chris, unfortunately, again, I believe he got 2 wrong.
Chris.
I may have got more wrong, but I think forgetting Majel Barrett's name is tantamount to heresy.
I actually can't blame you for that. Yeah, I was kicking myself.
Ed.
I must remember who the computer is played by. Olympus.
Oh.
Ben.
I'll get to do a tiebreaker again. Sorry, Chris.
Oh. We have a tiebreak between Olympus and Chris. If I'm remembering this correctly. No, because so many questions were got wrong, weren't they? No,
all right.
Craig got one right. I believe, and I have to admit, I'm not 100% about this, but I believe Olympus, you cost the most money in that round.
I'll take one for the team purely on the fact that I got my Joe Barrett's name wrong. I mean, I'm ashamed of myself for that, so that's fine.
Sacrifice.
But you got Marbarat or...
Come on, you know it's going to be an annoying one. It's going to be an annoying one that gets you. So,
yeah. But yeah, Olympus, I'm afraid you have been assimilated. Please mute your stream and join us at the end.
Resistance is futile.
Resistance
we'll
is
come rescue you, don't we?
The Emperor knows his name.
I just have to find the right button for him. I will get there. There we go. Right, and then there were 4. Ooh. Are we sweating now?
No.
I am sweating from the beginning.
Sat in a puddle for half an hour.
Right. Well, just so yourselves and the listeners know, we will be taking a brief comfort break at the end of round 5 before we go into the head-to-head. So, into round 4. Craig, for 50 Quatloos. In Enterprise, what is Trip's full name?
Charles Tucker III.
Correct. Chris, for 100 Quatloos. Okay. Start to see who's not very confident as well at this point.
Oh, I didn't think I'd get this far.
For 50 Quatloos. We all know that Kirk is from Iowa, but what is the name of his hometown?
I can't remember it. I'm going to be killed. Pass.
Okay, it's Riverside. Ed, for 50 Quatloos. In The Next Generation, Geordie's mother disappeared. What ship was she commanding?
USS Hera?
Correct. Ben, for 100 Quatloos. Also in The Next Generation, who died from Darnay's disease?
Good question. I'm trying to think of somebody who's died actually. In the time
push
limit.
you for an answer.
Let's go for Beverly Crusher's mum.
No, Ira Graves.
Oh.
Craig, for 50 Quatloos. Data is named Jaden in the episode Thine Own Self, after he loses his memory on which planet?
Pass. Can't remember.
Barkon 4. Chris, for 50 Quatloos. What was the name of Khan Noonien Singh's sleeper ship featuring in the original series episode Space Seed?
The only thing I know about that episode is the name of the episode. So I'm going to have to pass.
Okay, Botany Bay. Ed, for 50 Quatloos. Ben Dye syndrome is an illness that affects which race of people?
Vulcans.
Correct. Ben, for 100 Quatloos. What species is Dr. Phlox in Enterprise?
He is a Denobulan, if I can say that
Correct.
properly.
Craig, for 200 Quatloos. On which ship did Geordie LaForge serve prior to the Enterprise?
Pass, can't remember.
The USS Victory.
Yeah.
Chris,
Season 2.
for 50 Quatloos. What race is the barber of the USS Enterprise 1701D?
Is
Push you for an answer.
correct. I'd pass.
It's Bolian.
Mm.
So, at the end of that round, you managed to bank a whopping 50 Quatloos.
Destitution awaits.
Bringing your total up to 1,350.
That was a tough round.
Yeah, it was.
Very.
I knew pretty much everybody else's answers, not my ones.
Yeah.
That's often the way. Wow.
I actually grew up
Craig's-
near Botany Bay as well. That's the annoying thing.
Oh no!
Craig's
Yeah.
very, very keen. So let's see. Who thinks a holodeck means it has nothing inside? It's time to vote off the weakest Borg interlink. And everybody's already cast their votes, so
Yeah.
Craig.
Yeah. Sorry, Chris. You did the same as me
Chris.
with 2 wrong.
Yeah, I think we can't judge it on who got the most wrong answers because I think we all did badly.
We all
But
did crap.
had Craig banked on that last question, we'd be a lot better off than we are
Yeah.
now.
Ed.
Sorry, Chris. Loyalty only goes so far. This is
It's
mutiny.
It's fair.
From
I'll take it.
Livingston boys stick together to yeah. And Ben.
It
And
was
I
just
decided I
possible.
wanted to go tactical this time. Go change my spots.
We have another tie.
Maybe I like
And I'm
times, that's not a
afraid-
big problem.
Chris is absolutely correct that by not banking, you cost the team a lot of money, Craig. I'm afraid you are the weakest Borg interlink and have been assimilated. Please mute yourself, but hang around to the end.
Good luck, guys.
Well, we don't need it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Go without
down
Craig.
to
Without Craig, we
our-
are doomed.
Well, excuse me. And that's why I'm bronchitis of Borg. We are down to our final round before we get head to head. So this time we start with Chris for 50 Quatloos and a total of 1,350 Quatloos. Already stored away. Chris, who was the first captain of the USS Enterprise NCC 1701?
That would be Christopher Pike.
Incorrect. Captain Robert April.
Ah,
Ed, for 50 Quatloos. Which of these awards, this is a multiple choice answer. Which of these awards did Captain James T. Kirk receive? The Grankite Order of Tactics, Silver Palm with Cluster, Medal of Honor, or all three?
Was it all three?
Correct. Ben, for 100 Quatloos. What part of the transporter permits the derivation of positional data and precision vectors of particles on a subatomic level?
And this is where I wish I banked. The Rear pathetic particle accelerator. I've got no idea.
Incorrect. The Heisenberg compensators.
Oh,
They work very well.
Chris, for 50 Quatloos, what is another name for a quantum phase inhibitor?
Phaser?
Incorrect. The Tox Utat.
Oh, yeah.
Ed.
Yeah, of course.
What is Calavian Montar?
A food?
Incorrect. It's a type of game. Ben, what race was Kivas Fajo from?
oh dear, I remember the episode.
I'll push you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Even though it's not even blue, I'll pass. I can't even guess one of his species.
The Zibalians. Chris, if you bump into a what, be sure not to apologise.
Tellarite?
Zaldon. Ed, who did James T. Kirk get his middle name from?
Named after a Roman emperor?
Incorrect. His grandfather.
Oh.
Ben, Naomi Wildman was half human and half what?
Benzite? No, it's not. Oh, damn it! I said benzite anyway. No, it's not. But...
No, I'm afraid that's incorrect. It was Katarian. And Chris, the Borg drone 1 was produced by whose DNA?
Picard?
Incorrect. Ensign Mokai. And at the end of round 5, you managed to bank nothing at all.
Yep. Okay.
So, you need to decide who thinks Klingons are nothing more than stubborn stains. It's time to vote off the weakest Borg interlink.
You wouldn't happen to have any more of those round 1 questions lying around, would you, Stu?
Please, yeah.
Chris, who did you vote for?
I mean, it was a coin flip because I think we all sucked. But I went with Ben. Sorry, Ben.
Fair enough. No, I deserve it.
Yeah, that was appalling. It was such hideous questions. But I've decided to unmutiny myself and vote for Ben.
Thank you. We'll remember this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out of interest, who did you vote for, Ben?
I can't do a draw on this one, but
Yeah. Out of interest, why did you pick Chris over Ed?
Oh, to be honest, I was thinking he'd done more wrong answers than me, but
he did indeed get more incorrect answers. Yes. However, Ben, I'm afraid you are the weakest Borg interlink. You have been assimilated. Please mute yourself, but hang around for the end, as we are going to go into a little bit of a break, a word from our sponsors, and then we're going to go head-to-head between Ed and Chris. Don't go anywhere. That's an order. I will find I've got a little thing here that says I've got a break. Sorry, I'm so disorganized today. Generic And welcome back, viewers, to this very, very special... I just realised my screen's all wrong. Let me adjust that very, very quickly. This won't take me 2 moments. But yeah, is everyone enjoying the game at least, even though it is clearly very, very stressful and giving people all kinds of...
Thoroughly enjoying all this stress.
Crises going on. Yeah. Yeah, but
That's
you're having
been a lot
fun,
of
though.
Definitely,
Yeah.
very much so.
Good. I know I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, it was
As much fun as
I
a
had the
Nausicaan
idea
stabbing
ages
Picard.
ago. Indeed.
Pretty sure that's a Klingon, Matt.
Klingon in disguise.
Anybody been kicking themselves when the answers come out?
Oh, most of them. Not all.
Fantastic. Right. Oh, I need to just check very quickly what your total is, because I forgot to port it over. So you got a total of 1,350 Quatloos to play for. This was potentially... Now, what was it going to be? So 2,500... 12,500. So you got over 10%. Well done. Well done.
Doing well.
That didn't sound patronising at all, did it?
We're on board.
Not in the slightest.
Okay. So our head-to-head is going to be between Ed and Chris. So I'm going to ask the rest of you, please mute yourselves at this point. Now, the way the head-to-head works, there are 10 questions. I will ask you a question each in turn. If one of you gets more questions than the other at the end of those 5 questions each, they are the winner. If we go into a tie, we go into a sudden assimilation round. Ed, you were statistically the strongest link on the last game. Would you rather go first or second?
I'll lead the way. I'll go first.
Okay. So Ed going first, and Chris going second. I'm just having to adjust the graphics accordingly. There we go. Right. Are we ready for the head-to-head round?
Absolutely.
Ed, the manager of the London Kings baseball team when Buck Buckeye played was who?
A Bolian. I'm not a thing.
Incorrect. The answer was Old Crow. Chris, what Daimon wanted to know if he should sell his Duranium futures on the open market or the Ferengi Futures Exchange?
Let's just go with Rom. Why not?
No, it was Damon
Just name a
Eichel.
Ferengi at this point.
Ed, Worf's father is Moog. What is the name of Moog's father?
That was Colonel Worf?
Correct. Chris, what does NX on a Starship registry stand for?
Oh my god, I should know this.
Gonna have to push you for an answer.
Never X-ray. They're very touchy about that kind of thing.
Naval Experimental. Ed, what real food did Captain Picard keep stored for special occasions?
A small amount of caviar.
Correct. Chris, what is the name of Picard's fish?
Did he call it number 1?
No. It was Livingstone.
Slap, slap, slap.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Why did we call the ship that?
I don't know. I wasn't part of the stream then.
Sorry.
Ed, what type of fish was Livingstone?
A porcupine fish.
Incorrect. It was a lionfish. Excuse me. Chris, in Liaisons, Next Generation episode, which ambassador studied pleasure?
Loxana Troy?
Incorrect. It was Luquel.
Oh, I think I know the episode.
And with that, Ed is our strongest Borg interlink. So very well.
We knew
done.
it would happen.
Would you like the final two questions?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's see. What do we get?
Ed, what's the registry number of the USS Hera, the Nebula class version?
Oh, I wouldn't have a clue, but I'm going to say 75401.
You're actually not as far off as you think. It was.
I'm such a nerd.
006. Chris, what is the speed limit that the Federation Council imposes in the episode Force of Nature?
Warp 6?
Warp 5.
Very
well done. With 2 questions right in the head-to-head, Ed is our champion. Woo!
Thank you, guys.
Worthy competitor.
So there we go.
Oh, Souls the Giants there. Crikey, how did I manage to come out on top?
Well,
No, it makes sense for you to
my...
be here. It does not make sense for me to be here.
Well, you dodged a lot of Voyager questions, Chris.
Yeah,
purely by
I've
accident.
noticed.
That was just the way the questions fell. Because of course, a different person being out in each round would have changed the order.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was it. That's our first weakest Borg interlink. Chris walks away with 1,350 quatloos. So that's probably enough to pick up a pie and chips on his way home.
Yeah, not bad. I'll take it. I'll pay for the bus home.
And of course, you can always put 100 quatloos on the newcomer as well.
Well, as long as you all get to go home with a bendy targ and a set of darts.
So there we go. Did everyone enjoy that?
Yeah, it was good fun.
Well,
thank you.
Yeah. Depending on whether I got the questions right or wrong, that was changed where the enjoyment level was.
I always think it's thoroughly enjoyable, no matter how much I absorb about this phenomenally huge subject, to know how enormously I don't know anything at all about it. There's just so much I don't know.
Same.
Well, I mean, clearly you do because you won, but they were fiendishly difficult questions at the end, and
I don't know who was here during the I don't know who was here during the pre-talk before we went live, but for any viewers, Stu let us know that of that last round, he himself would only have got 30 to 50% of the questions right.
It's true.
Although,
it's true, and I consider myself pretty knowledgeable.
Yeah. I mean, not getting Livingstone was a little bit.
Yeah, I'll take that.
But honestly, I don't know where the caviar came from, and I think that's a little bit sick, considering the one thing that stayed in his ready room was a bunch of fish, and the thing that he keeps on hand is caviar.
Apparently, it goes quite well with burnt, replicated bird meat.
Also, how does he keep it fresh for that long?
Puts it in stasis.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
Stick it in a box and magnetize it to the hull out of an airlock.
Stick it in a transporter buffer.
Oh,
There you go.
There was one episode that Livingstone wasn't in the ready room. do you know why?
That was
Jellicoe
Jellicoe.
binned him off.
Yeah.
I was going to say the one with the Barrion Sweep, because the Barrion Sweep would have killed Livingstone.
Yeah, you didn't see the inside of the room with that one, I think.
You didn't.
I did hear that there was some type of time period after filming Jellicoe episode and them coming back, and the lionfish had passed away. I don't know how true that is, but they definitely had to replace it at some point because it was left for a period of time it shouldn't have been.
I need someone to go to a pet shop somewhere in Los Angeles and find a lionfish that looks exactly like this one.
Just not upside down.
Yeah, just more moving about.
The props people just sort of like hooked it out, and it's like, right, I'll just put this in a box until we need it again. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that. Craig, I've got to admit, you were out quicker than I expected. I thought you were going to be
some
like
fiendish ones.
For those who do know me and how much I know about Star Trek, Craig, I honestly believe knows way more than I do. I thought you were going to be like this.
Just for the viewers, we were asking. No, was it the early stages that he could pinpoint the day that a film was released on TV? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I wear my anorak with pride. I don't care.
As well you should. Well, thank you all ever so much for taking part in this experiment. Viewers, thank you for joining us. I hope it's been entertaining. And if you'd like to see more of it, let us know in the comments below, because we might do more of this sort of thing in the future. Maybe. If I can find some new victims, perhaps.
Just give us more pills.
Yeah. And keep your eyes open for more videos coming up in the near future. In the meantime, remember, everybody, you don't stop playing because you grow old.
You get kicked off the stream because you don't know the name Livingstone on the fish.
Yeah, that's the one.
Goodbye forever.
Right. Take care, everybody. Live long and prosper. Bye.